Don't think I showed the class diagram earlier, but I got for the updatables, but here you could find the updatable manager, updatable and the registration and deregistration commands I have listed. And then for my draw, same idea. Drawable manager, drawable, draw registration, draw deregistration, link to the scene drawable manager, and the drawable is linked to my, and all the other all the upables are linked to my game object over here, along with its stuff. And then the reason you see all those arrows leading to one place from the upables that are command is because they all have the command base. But now moving on to the alarm system. You can see we have our alarms up here. So basically we have our alarmable manager. So again, our scene has one of those. And then we have an enum class for keeping track of all of our alarms. So I think I have 0, 1, 2, 3. You can see that here. So it's 4 alarms max currently. I could always change it. And then we have our registration and deregistration commands using the command pattern. So here's our H file. Again, friending it so that our registration commands work with submitting. And then we can make our actual registration, deregistration private. So we can get the time from an alarm ID. I think you saw that earlier. But it's down here. I was just debugging output. There's that alarm 1 that resets every 4 seconds. So that's why it's like that. But it's keeping track of that one alarm, counting down. And you can see I'm using multiple alarms here. But you could see I'm using multiple alarms here because my tank moves by itself. Goes forward and also it'll go left. So that's 2 alarms working on it at once. So the data structure that we use for the alarmables within the alarmable manager is a multi-map, or we're just using the float. So if you remember, for the other ones we're using the map, but here we need a multi-map because we're defining not just the two things as we were before, where we have the or the list, I should say, my bad, but we're using the multi-map here so that we can have a float for the timer, and then the alarm event where we have the ID and the alarmable pointer itself. And then you can see what our registers look like, and how we're able to deregister by just getting the iterator from an alarm, and that cuts down and makes it more efficient for processing. For the register, we're just setting the iterator up, so making sure to always cut down on that whenever possible, even when using STL. And then for process elements, we're just going through the alarmables, and if the time is up on them, essentially checking using the time manager, we trigger that alarm and then we erase it from our list. And then if you want to see the command patterns, this is my registration. or deregistration, and this is my registration. And those basically just have their executes that are important, where we're doing the scene registration on the alarmable pointer, or doing the deregistration for the deregistration command. So yeah, we have processing for multiple alarms, minimal loop time. Other accessors and modifiers, I showed my remaining time working. But show associated documentation. You want to see our alarmable manager. Here we have our alarmable manager, just describing what an alarmable event is, the alarmable list, the scene classes. We have links here to the alarmable's trigger alarm. So if we want to go check out the alarm now, that's the trigger alarm where it gets triggered in the process elements. And that also links back to the manager. And this is my alarmable stuff, showing all the different virtual functions for overloading. Of course, showing the registration and deregistration commands. Just to show one of the commands, here it is, pointer to an alarmable, and linking to the execute and linking back to the scene registration on the actual execute. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the alarmables.